Good evening, guys. This is Live from the Wire with your host, J.R. Michael. The time is 12:03 a.m. Date is 6/13/2013, ladies and gentlemen. Man, how time flies. Tonight's show, we will be discussing the 3 rules to a better relationship and how we can improve in our relationship and make our women love us, as I would like to think, but not all the time. We can't always make our women happy, but we can try at least, all you guys and ladies out there, no offense. But, guys, we definitely got to get back on the wagon and learn how to make our ladies love us. That's for sure. So the first half of the show, I'll introduce myself, tell you a little bit about who I am and what I'm all about. And then I'll play a little bit of music. And then after the break, I'll come back and we'll talk about the 3 rules to a better relationship. Okay. Well, as you guys know, my name is J.R. Michael, and I was born on June 27, 1982. I started my career as a featured extra in films such as Syriana, Law and Order, and Fighting, and also I Am Legend in 2004. I continued to pursue my acting career all the way until 2005. I attended school at the New York Institute of Technology, and I also participated in the workshop Scott Power Studio in 2006. Then by 2007, I teamed up with a group of people, in school, made an independent film called Vengeance Is Mine. You can see that on YouTube, by the way, which was nominated for the Best Short of the Year in 2008. Also in 2008, I also started a film called Touch, which is a web series that I'm working on right now. It's been ongoing, which started out as a project, but then turned out to be something more. Just wanted to let you know. Also, I got into a little bit of script writing, and I didn't know that I can actually write. I actually surprised myself on that one when I sat down and wrote my first screenplay, which was Touch. I didn't format it correctly, but I remember that night. It was a stormy night, actually. It was 2008. It was around, I would say, June 15th, around 9:15 p.m. I remember it. And pretty much how it happened, it was raining and it was stormy. And I was having dreams, I could remember. And all I remember in my dream was that I saw this hooded figure who had a hood, and you couldn't really make out his face, but he kept whispering in people's ears. And so from that, I woke up and I said, well, why not do a short film about touch, where you change a person's life by the things you tell them. So, and that's how the whole story, started. And hard to believe it was a class project that I had to do, that my professor asked, so I started writing the project, and it went well, and I decided to turn it into a web series. I didn't realize how I was going to get actors because, it was, that part it could be difficult at times, but it was just strange things started to happen when we started filming this. I mean, actors started coming. Weird things started happening on the set. I met some interesting people. It was a magical experience. Something out of a movie, actually. Speaking of that, well, from Touch, I went on to writing my first screenplay, which was called Heart of Stone, and it's about a man who his life changes in a dramatic way overnight, and he gets framed for killing the president, which was his new job. So from that, he ends up getting sent to a asylum, and he can never see his family again because they pronounced that he was dead, supposedly, but he's not. I'm not going to give the rest of the story, but that's pretty much how the story goes. So from that screenplay, I started to write Power of 6, which I was pretty stoked on, and it came to me about 6 women who have these special powers, and they decide to change destiny or life, and humanity. So I finished that, and then that's pretty much a spin-off to the movie Mark Touch. So So that's a little bit about who I am. I love movies. I love to talk about movies. I love to discuss about movies and critique movies as well. We've seen right now Hollywood, tends to put out a lot of, I would say, good movies with superheroes, but at the same time, also a lot of trashy movies. And I think they could do a much better job with that. But I believe there's a lot of good writers out there with a lot of wonderful ideas, and I think Hollywood should give it a chance and come outside of the box for a change. But well, that's a little bit about me and who I am and why I'm starting this little podcast. So right now, stay tuned. I'm going to go to commercial break, and you can listen to a song called Aquarius by Chosen. And we are back, live to you from The Wire, with your host, J.R. Michael. And tonight's topic, the 3 rules to a better relationship. Well, guys, what can I say? I mean, relationship nowadays is hard. A lot of people don't believe in marriage anymore. They believe in living together and just being together. They believe that marriage is all overrated and that things are not what it used to be 20 years ago when our parents were married. Well, it's okay. I mean, times have changed, as you can see with all the chaos and everything going on right now in the world. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. 2013. Wow, how time flies. And I tell you, it's a crying shame that some of our moral values have went out the window with some people. They believe that the old-fashioned way doesn't work anymore. And I believe in today's world that we still need those old values and those teachings that we grew up on, because I feel like the world is a little bit chaotic right now and things are not in order. I feel like things are out of funk, at times. And I think we as people need to come back to those, foundations and start building up again, because I think we stepped away from that. And I feel like Mother Nature has been really, really upset with us. So, you know. Well, okay, let me get to the 3 rules to a better relationship. I know you guys are wondering, what are the 3 rules? Or maybe you heard of it before, or maybe you haven't. Well, the 3 rules pretty much talks about, you know, it's a certain guideline that I follow in my relationship and throughout my life. When I was when I was 18 years old and I left home, I actually learned the 3 rules, because I left home and I went to Colorado with my girlfriend, high school girlfriend, and when I was out there, I met a lot of older people. Like I don't know, it was very strange. I had friends my age, but I always gravitated towards the older kids. Whether I'm 21 and they were 25. It's always I always was intrigued by their wisdom and how they saw life from their perspective, and that's what I did. And it actually paid off, because it made me understand. It made me understand how life is, I guess, from their eyes. Because I feel like us young people at the time, we were reckless and stupid and daring, and we didn't have a lot of common sense. Well, I'm speaking for myself actually, but But no, it really paid off, and it taught me quite a few things. Don't get me wrong, I made a lot of mistakes throughout my life, but you know what? I feel like, we live this life, some live it, some have come back, some have, I don't know if you guys believe in reincarnation, some believe that it's a one-way trip, but I believe that, we live many lives, and I believe in this life, I just want to do the best that I can and bring some value to this world. I think a lot of people want to do that as well. So, I felt that the right path was to gravitate toward the older kids and just older people, I should say, and just get their wisdom, get their knowledge. So the 3 rules, which was a older gentleman, I should say, he wasn't really that old. He was at the time was 34 years old. He had 2 kids already, and he told me that the 3 rules in any relationship is: the first rule is when to speak. And what he meant by that, when to speak, was pretty much, pick and choose your battles. Know when to argue, when not to argue, when to just, sit back and take a breather and just analyze the whole situation and stuff like that. So that's the first rule, is pretty much when to choose your battles. So when to speak. The second rule is, when to speak, when to listen. Pretty much we do, nowadays in society, we're distracted with technology and everything. And I realize that, a lot of people, attention span is ridiculous. They they can't even hold a conversation. What happened to those days where you take a girl out to to get a pizza, or, a pizza and a Coke, and just sit there and just talk and shoot the breeze. The second rule is when to listen, because I know us guys, we don't listen to our women, and we miss out on a lot of things. Believe it or not, I have to say I was guilty of that at times. And I realized that when I stopped and just started listening, I tell you, I've learned so much, and I felt like there was a lot of information left out. You hear in class, when you were a kid, how to follow directions. You got to listen first. Well, I was one of those kids who didn't listen and always was the one talking. And I realize now what those professors meant, or to those teachers, grammar school teachers used to tell me, like, when to listen. So you don't realize these things when you're young, but as you get older, it starts to make sense and it starts to creep up on you a little bit. So that's the second rule. And the third rule is when to shut up. Like, seriously, when to, excuse me for my language, but when to shut the fuck up. Not to say